BC Game bench Aragorn and MUTiRiS. Subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel so Gatler can continue to eat the best steaks in the world. Okay, let's just see what they got in this article, if there's anything like super intense here. They announced benching of them. News came after early exit at Bucharest, where the team managed a single win over Voka, who also had a stand-in. I can confirm that MUTiRiS and Aragorn have been moved to the inactive roster as part of the planned roster evaluation, BC Game CEO said. In a statement, we can recognize that we have not yet achieved the results our fans community expect from us. We hear them, and we are committed to taking the necessary steps to compete at the highest level. All right, yeah, that is one of the responses I expected to see in chat. With that, anyway, whatever. BCG's decision to shake up the roster comes as no surprise. The team has struggled with meaningful results, and former Salcor as well. Basically, okay, so we're just going through how ass they've been. They've been terrible. They have been poo. And to be honest with you, they'd probably even remove Crazy if I'm being real, but they can't because they need to keep whatever the VRS is they have left. Although I will say I think Crazy was better than Aragorn, and I think MUTiRiS, as soon as this was agreed upon, his days were numbered. So yeah, they've been ass. This hasn't worked whatsoever. We're now starting the point where all of us kind of knew what was going to happen. This was just bought for VRS. I will give them some credit. It does seem like they actually tried to make it work, which makes sense. Like, you don't want to play a bunch of matches and just like literally not try at all. The community is going to have their sentiment that like, because so-and-so got like, because Navi got a big buyout and s1mple's salary is large, which then also, him trolling then got taken seriously, posted as the real one. Then he had to come and clarify later, say that's not it. But like, short version, everybody's like, they're just all cashing in a bag. And I'm sure they're getting paid quite well. And by they, I mean s1mple. And that doesn't change the fact that you don't stay in competition to just show up and get farmed. I'm sorry, that's just not happening. So I will give a little bit of credit. They boot camped quite a bit, and they still completely fucking sucked. So like, it didn't really matter. Like, holy shit. It was horrible. Like, it was a giant fucking train wreck. It was rough. So this is no shock to literally anyone. We were just more so waiting. I think most people, if you're like me, this lasted way longer than I thought it would. To just be honest, I thought as soon as the VRS landed, they were just gonna fucking just cut some people and move on. They held on a little bit longer, I guess, than I expected. Maybe because the major window and some of the roster moves being available. Yeah, I mean, for now, it's just a wait and see game to see who they're targeting. BCG at the end of the day has the closest thing to infinite money glitch, like having the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund backing you. So in terms of who they could buy and who they could target, it really is like pretty wide open. There's been like, I think the CEO talked about the Magisk rumor, that he could just be farming. You could be going after like a JL, maybe. They're really loving bringing s1mple's homies back, so maybe we get a Perfecto in there, kicks in. I really hope it's not kicks in because I feel like he deserves better than being thrown into a situation like this, but if they give him a pretty penny, maybe I don't feel so bad for him. There is like when we talk about like phase, there's just the inherent like problem of buyout and hard to get the player and hard to move them. BCG just isn't running into that problem. It's more so getting a high enough caliber player where you can match the expectations of what you wanted to build with s1mple and with buying out the VRS core and getting those types of calibers of players to buy into what you're selling them. That's like basically it. You have to convince them that you're not just paying them a lot, that you have to actually find a way, and there's a feasible way for you to win games and be relevant. Because I know the consensus on the internet is like, these guys are going to, only play for money and are only chasing the bag, which is like fair, but I think like really they could pick a lot of different players. It's just convincing them to get over the hump. You know what I mean? Like that's it. They have to actually convince them they can win some matches. I guess let me know in the comments below once you guys watch this who you guys think they'll actually go after and pick up.